The price of crude oil rose above $95 a barrel at one point today. That might once have seemed impossible, but today a group of former government officials pondered an even more alarming prospect: a series of crises that would send oil to more than $150 a barrel. Chief Washington correspondent Jim Angle reports they tried to simulate what a real government in the near future might do.
The fictional cabinet of the next president confronts a crisis only months into the presidency. Events in the former Soviet Republic of Azerbaijan close an 1,800-mile oil pipeline, driving the price of oil to about $115 a barrel, putting gasoline at $4.28 a gallon. Former Treasury Secretary Robert Rubin plays the national security advisor.
It does show you how weak our hand is because of our dependence on oil.
That crisis passes, but then things get much worse. In August 2009, Iran, facing sanctions from the U.S. and Europe over its nuclear program, decides to pull 350,000 barrels a day off the oil markets, and the price soars to nearly $150 a barrel. The choices are stark.
There's this enormous geopolitical question of whether the EU and the United States should capitulate
or continue with sanctions in spite of the damage to the U.S. economy, which is gasping. Inflation climbs to more than 10%. Unemployment leaps to 8%. A recession is predicted. But intelligence also finds that Iran is closer to a nuclear weapon than thought, which the Director of National Intelligence tells the cabinet is exactly why Iran is creating havoc in the oil markets.
They're playing on our fears about international oil markets so that we will be deterred from doing anything to them.
And then it gets worse. Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez says he will match Iran and also pull 350,000 barrels a day off the market. The stock market is sinking, and oil is at $160 a barrel. Regular gasoline is at $5.45 a gallon, and one cabinet member suggests rationing.
Look, if things continue this way, we're simply not going to have enough. Forget about the price.
And all the other options are difficult. Mandatory 55-mile-an-hour speed limits, higher mileage standards, no driving on Sunday, opening drilling in Alaska and offshore. And the military says prepare for reinstituting the draft because there could be a war with Iran. There are strategic oil reserves, but military leaders say they couldn't be used for civilians. They'd be needed in case of war.
I have to have the ability to make sure that we can keep our forces properly supplied in a very difficult environment.
And the president's political advisor laments that it all came to this.
This is an unprecedented political crisis for the president and a geopolitical crisis for America's leadership in the world. And that's where we've been left because we didn't get it right a long time ago.
As the exercise ends, the Dow is down almost 700 points. Oil is at $163 a barrel. Gasoline at $5.58 a gallon. All of which add up to a nasty lesson, according to the man who played Secretary of State.
Notwithstanding the fact that politicians have been flapping their gums forever about a national energy policy, we don't have one.
And General Abizaid said the scenario could happen tomorrow. Several former officials said politicians have got to set aside the partisanship and deal with this issue before it becomes a crisis. In Washington, Jim Angle, Fox News.
Good thing they did that thing the day after Thanksgiving. I mean, after Halloween.